Bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la Esperanza Vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. I was just, like, there's some lavender right here. Can you see it? It smells super good. Super grounding, relaxing. And this Virgo new moon, we are doing our moon tarot for the new moon in Virgo 2025. It's going to be August 23rd where I live. It could be August 22nd. August 22nd, the sun and the moon go into the Zodiac sign of Virgo. Oh, look at me shuffling all fast. We'll check it out. Virgo is mutable earth, so that means that the mentality is flexible. So if you want to get into this energy, if you want to dig it just a little bit or wiggle it or whatever. I've been trying to shuffle the other way. And it's not easy. You know, it's like brushing your teeth with the other hand. I just think that there's a lot of things that Uranus has taught me. And one of those things, especially now with Uranus and Gemini, is mental flexibility, or at least trying to be physically and mentally flexible and dexterous. And okay, well, if I can't do it with this hand, can I do it with this hand? Or not being overly dependent on my right hand or my left hand or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting experience. And it's interesting to like physically, you know, act out. It slows me down, you know? How's it going for you? How's Virgo season going for you so far? Are you letting perfection get in the way of like getting things done, or are you finding details that you needed to see? And now with these Virgo eyes, you have eyes to see. You have eyes to see some of the details. You have eyes to see some of the stuff. And with the Uranus aspects too, with Gemini. Okay, so Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules the hands. And doing things with our hands, crafting and manifesting and making magic with our hands. Mercury rules the people close to us, like our siblings, our cousins, our neighbors, nearby travel, our car, our day-to-day travel, not necessarily like, you know, going on an ocean liner or something on a big cruise vacation, you know, but Mercury would be like the car that you drive every day. And with this new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees, what is it? 0 degrees 35 minutes or something like that. I forget. 0 degrees 20 some odd minutes. This is Esperanza Vence Tarot, by the way. Welcome. Bienvenidos. I love to do 10-card Celtic cross readings for the new moon and full moon every month. And then daily, Monday through Friday, I do a quick hits tarot card reading, which is 3 cards, sometimes more when we get jumpers. Jumper card is like when I'm shuffling. If a card jumps out, we stop shuffling, we tune into the cards and do a prayer, and then do a reading. Today I'm in full work mode. Usually the new moon and full moon readings, I go elsewhere. I tune in a different environment. It's the moon freshening itself and being different. But today it's a Virgo new moon, which is on my third, fourth, it's in my third and fourth houses. And I feel like working at home. And Virgo likes to work and be of service. And yeah. So, oh, well, there goes our jump. Stop it. Here's our jumper. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. 8 of Pentacles. Work, work, work. This is us showing up every day and putting the work in day by day by day until things like eventually stack up. Virgo is one of those zodiac signs that like their work speaks for themselves. Like, whereas Leo, you know, Leo is like speaking it into being and, like I say, putting on the razzle dazzle, like having a little bit of light and flash and pomp and spotlight to your endeavors. Virgo is just doing the work, and eventually the work stacks up. So this 8 of Pentacles is interesting because that's going to flavor our 10 card Celtic cross that we're going to do for the new moon in Virgo right now. So thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. There's more information in the description box below, so you can always look down there, and sometimes I'll put a comment with different things or a song or stuff like that. And in our quick hits tarot, we kind of talk about just the vibe. Like, all of this is just having fun with the cards. We're just playing with cards and having vibes and seeing what the cards have to say about the energies at play. Thanks. All right. This is us, our challenge, near past, near future, our conscious awareness, our subconscious awareness. How do we see ourselves? How do other people see us? Or like maybe what's in our environment? Love the dragon. What are our hopes and fears? And what's the likely outcome if we just keep doing what we're doing, man? We're the 6 of Swords reversed, challenged by the King of Wands. Near past is the Knight of Wands. Near future, Sun reversed. Interesting. As Leo season comes to a close, you know, we might be reeling it in terms of like the fun in the sun might be done and there might be work to have to get after, you know. Our conscious awareness, 7 of Swords reversed. Our subconscious awareness, 3 of Pentacles. How do we see ourselves? 4 of Cups reversed. How do other people see us, or like maybe what's in our environment right now? 8 of Cups. Our hopes and fears. 9 of Pentacles reversed. And the likely outcome. 7 of Wands reversed. So not the only major we have in this whole reading is the sun. So this is very practical day-to-day energy. When we're dealing with major arcana cards, we're usually, and I have a video about that somewhere. I think it'll be, I'll put a link to it. But when you're dealing with major arcana cards versus minor arcana cards, the major arcana cards are going to be larger, overarching archetypal themes that we're dealing with, not just today, but maybe even like throughout the month or throughout the moon cycle, throughout the month. And when we're dealing with the numbered cards, these cards have a Roman numeral on the top. Like if it were a sun upright, on the top of the card, there's the Roman numeral 19. Sorry, I'm still getting used to what I'm looking at and how it looks at me. I'm still getting used to the relationship with this mirror right here. It's so weird how we do things. But anyway, the sun was reversed in our reading, but that's the only major that we have in this whole reading, is basically saying that, you know, in the near future, our ego might be more internalized. We might have to like pull it in and not show as much, not be as vibrant outwardly. We might have to just, you know, put our head down and do the Eight of Pentacles thing. So that's interesting, because as Leo season is quickly wrapping up, I can just see Dave Chappelle in that. Maybe I'll put a little edit in there in that episode where he's like, wrap it up, you know. So Leo season is wrapping up. Who are we? The Six of Swords reversed. So Six of Swords upright is going to be an energy of us moving on from where we're at, which is choppy waters. You know, it's a little bit more chaotic, and we're moving to a calmer space in time. But with the Six of Swords reversed right now, like there might not be moving on. There might be changes, but we might not be moving on necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like we might be dealing with ourselves right where we're at, or we might not be able to move on. Or this could also be a card of greener pastures energy. Like the grass is always greener, right? But as you move on, you know, you realize that the quietude has to be here, because there's always going to be interference and chaos out there somewhere, right? Okay. Our challenge is the King of Wands. This is a Leo, a Sagittarius, an Aries person in our lives, someone who could be a father figure, someone who they're not looking directly at us, are they? They're looking off into the distance. They're looking at what they've built. They are considering, they're kind of with their fist the way it is too. They're kind of like irritated almost. They're looking at something and they're becoming irritated, or they're allowing themselves to be fired up, right? Their fire sign, their fire energy, the ones. I'd say with the King of Wands, as a challenge, we might be challenged by a person in our actual lives. Maybe we do need to move on to a different situation, but we could be challenged because this person might be somehow presenting like obstacles to our ability to fully achieve that growth potential, right? With the Knight of Wands in the near past, this is a flirtation. This is messages coming through of somebody, you know, sort of quickly flirting and then being on their way, you know, pretty much. In the near future, we already talked about the Sun reversed, right? Because this is the only major in our entire reading. So I'm seeing this as our Leo season coming to a close. We are reading for ourselves, but we're reading for the moon mostly, right? And the moon is having a relationship with the sun and the planets, and planets look like stars for I mean, it's interesting like how I hear people talk about like, oh, there's all these stars out there, but like a lot of stars are planets. you know? Like our planet looks like a star somewhere else. And like, I'm just saying because of the way it looks. I'm not saying because of its like structure or anything like that. Like our star is made of hydrogen mostly, I guess. I don't know. I've never been there. But with the sun reversed in the near future, this is probably the focal point of the reading is sort of an internalization of ego, a sort of assimilation of ego, bringing the ego inward and, you know, putting our heads down and getting to work. I've heard a lot of people refer to this new moon as the back to school energy, and it's like so true though, because at this time of year in the northern hemisphere, it's back to school, and in the fall, and yeah, in the fall, the sun is fallen here. You know, we're gonna go into a period of less daylight. We already are, you know. With the Seven of Swords reversed in our conscious awareness, this is like nobody's getting away with anything. Like if people are trying to do this trickery or interference, it's still annoying. It's still happening, but it's so obvious. Like everybody sees you, dude. Like, you know, with the Three of Pentacles and our subconscious awareness, like whether we realize it or not, there's a lot of cooperation available and stability. Three of Pentacles is three people getting together to build a stable structure where everybody can feel safe to, you know, have a more deepening spiritual experience. Like sometimes it's really hard to be able to let yourself go into these Piscean places. Our North Node is in Pisces currently, sort of pulling us to honor and even deepen our connection with like angelic realms, with God, with ourselves, with our own spirituality. But there has to be a safe place to do that. And a lot of times when there's spiritual connection, like this person here is maybe like a monk, and this person could be like the patron, the person funding the event, and then this person could be the crafts person, like the person that actually brings the art to the situation. And when you can combine all of those efforts, the spiritual, the physical, and the creative, you know, then now we're cooking with fire, and now our community can feel safer to bloom and actually have beauty, not just now, but into the future, into the Ten of Pentacles. How do we see ourselves? Four of Cups reversed. And that's interesting because it's mirroring itself with the Eight of Cups in our environment. So with the Four of Cups reversed, like I think we're opening up a little bit. I think we're more open to trying new emotional ways of connecting with ourselves and with others, new emotional ways of connecting with a cup itself. We might be putting a cup down. We might be focusing on new things, or being open to focusing on new things and feeling different ways. With the Eight of Cups in our environment, we're being supported to walk away from emotional situations that are not for our best interest. We might not know where we're walking to. We might have to follow our intuition some. When the moon comes up in the tarot cards, it's usually an invitation to consider our deepening intuition. And again, intuition is involved with Piscean energies too, the energy of water. The water is coming through here. So I'd say that, you know, we can emotionally feel a little bit safer, maybe because we have built some community and we have some spaces where we do feel safe to be our full and free selves, even if in the near future we're going to tone it down a little bit in terms of how we expose ourselves, like literally expose ourselves. You know, in the near future we might be toning it down a little bit, and maybe becoming a little bit more virginal, a little bit more covered. And with the change in the weather too, around here where I live in Wisconsin, already in August, it's like starting to feel like chilly. Like you want to cover yourself a little bit more and you're not as exposed to the sun, right? Our hopes and fears is Nine of Pentacles reversed. So we may hope to pair up. We may hope to join in these communities. We may hope to have, a night, that Knight of Wands that flirted before, we may invite them over for tea in the garden or whatever. But it also might scare us. In the hopes and fears position, this could mean that we're open. Again, we're open. Nine of Pentacles upright as well as the Four of Cups upright. Those are solo cards. Those are cards of like us choosing not to participate in group activities because nine is a lesser reverberation of the Hermit card in tarot. So that tells you all you need to know, hermiting. With the Nine of Pentacles upright, though, she's just enjoying herself, enjoying the luxury of her time. Maybe she doesn't usually have a lot of time. So in the Nine of Pentacles, it's a luxury to have that extra time and to be able to delve into some deeper hobbies like her falconry, right? Or in her garden. Here, with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, she might need more support. She might need to ask for help for chores. Her garden might be like overflowing with crops at this time of year. It's usually like go, 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 go. And then all of a sudden, like nothing's growing anymore, hardly. Then you're back to like maybe lettuce again, one round, and then maybe some spinach later. But like stuff, I don't know, stuff's changing. The weather's changing and stuff by the minute. But, yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, like that might be us having to outsource some of our chores too, or us having to help other people with their chores and not necessarily just be doing our own thing, right? And with the Seven of Wands reversed as our likely outcome, this is great because we're not going to have to struggle to prove ourselves. It's just going to be evident. I keep getting this vibe with this Virgo new moon is like now the 0 degrees, the 0 is so fresh. It might be cool to take some salt into your shower or into your bath and cleanse, and let yourself be cleansed, let yourself feel purified. And the seeds that you're planting, it reminds me of microgreens. Like you have to have a really clean substrate to get those microgreens going. Mold and mildew can grow like super easily when there's a lot of moisture collecting. So with the Seven of Wands reversed, it's like that fire is coming down. That fire, that need for that fire to be such a defensive mechanism, it lessens here, and we can just go about our business without having to deal with necessarily like the peanut gallery or kind of that I support you, but I'm giving you the side eye at the same time type energy. Like here, our work is just proving itself, and we don't have to justify, what's important to us to anybody around us in our community, okay? So with this new moon in Virgo energy, I'm getting a lot of community energy. I'm getting a lot of entirety energy. I'm getting a lot of like the wands becoming more, the fire becoming a little bit more of a challenge here, because the fire can scorch the earth to purify, but that can be at the end of the day though, with the Seven of Wands reversed, it just seems like we're not going to have to fight so hard to like do what we need to do to maintain our high ground. All right, so that's what I got. Thank you so much for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you would like to, there's a lot of playlists and stuff, and like I said, the links are below. I do 10 card Celtic cross readings. We can look at your astrology. I'll actually look at the chart if I'm doing a reading with you. I won't just like sit here and guess like, oh yeah, you gave me your birthday. Yeah, I remember. You know, like if I actually look at a chart, I'm fairly literate. And yeah, so we can talk about those types of things, and also and or see what the cards are like triggering in your intuition, because this is just an exercise in like triggering our intuition, you know, like we're all tuning in right now together, or whenever you find this reading, and then these are the images that we're working with and how our intuition gets triggered. It's us like going to the intuition gym and getting a little workout, all right? All right.